Implement a plan for assimilation. Start a conversation that would yield everyone's redemption. See them coming back. The kings of the earth, they be coming back. The Jay-Z be coming back. Beyonce to be coming back. Oh. Clap. Energy. Clap. Energy. Clap. Oh yeah. America, let my people go. Europea, let my people go. See we coming back. From the ancient tombs, we are coming back. We are coming back. From the valley of the dry bones, coming back. We are coming back. From the lands of slavery, coming back. On this one occasion, a higher will show us mercy. From desolation, destruction and dejection. See we coming back. Into the hands of the Most High, coming back. See them coming back. The kings of the earth be coming back. See them coming back. Luciano coming back. Oh, see them coming back. Morgan Heritage coming back. Oh, see them coming back. The Lord and Haiti coming back. Hey. Asia, let my people go. Australia, let my people go. Andaman Islands, if you pay, they will show you Jarawa. They will show you Jarawa. Africa, come. Africa, come. Africa, come. Israel, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Israel, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, Israel. Oh, see them coming back. Dave Chappelle is coming back. Oh, see them coming back. Bob Marley coming back. Oh, see them coming back. Chris Rock, my brother, coming back. John Kashindi coming back. Teresa Kempi coming back. Oh, come and get this water. Woo. Come and get this mercy. Israel, wake up, wake up, wake up. The king is coming back. Judah, wake up, wake up, wake up. Your lion is coming back. Amalekite soldiers, slaying sons of Jacob. Amalekite soldiers, waging war on Zion. Amalekite soldiers, singing Maranatha. Amalekite soldiers, waiting for your Shia. Oh, see him coming back. Riding on the cloud, I'm coming back. Oh, see him coming back. The Lion of Judah coming back. Oh, see him coming back. The King of Israel coming back. Oh, see him coming back. The King of creation coming back. Oh, see him coming back. Yeshua coming back. Oh, see him coming back. Savior coming back. Oh, see him coming back. The King of the nations coming back. See him coming back. See him coming back. Oh.
Oh boy, CO, we just blessed another one.
Before we get started, all praise to a higher, y'all.
Call your dog.
Call your dog.
The greatest of all times, man.
Yes, sir.
The
Yes,
great
sir.
I am, all praises to him.
Peace and blessings, and shalom, family. How everybody doing? I hope y'all can hear us loud and clear. Can y'all give us some thumbs up or some sevens if y'all can hear us loud and clear?
And if you ready for this show,
Yeah.
man, coming off of last week's show, you know, like I still feel the energy.
Man, the energy.
Like I just said on the song, energy. I
Energy.
still feel that energy, man.
Yeah.
Last week. So, man, y'all come on in. Spread the word right quick. We want to let people come in before we get it underway. appreciate everyone. Everybody got the fires and the song. Y'all hype for this one, huh? All praises.
Y'all.
Love y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through and supporting. Yeah.
Yeah.
To the fam.
All praises.
Yeah.
Send out shout out.
Aquan. I think he started the show.
Right, he started the show. You're like
he the one press record, I think. You know.
Praise to the Most High. Y'all was shy, Shalom. Sid Wiggins, Shalom. Yeah. Oh well, yeah.
Come on.
Oh,
Sis said, let's get it.
Let's get it. All praise to the Most High. So just real quick, yeah, we're gonna let a few more people come on in. Con. All praise to the Most High. Appreciate y'all for rocking with us with another one. If y'all did not see the show from last week, make sure after this show y'all go back and check that out. We are having another part to that show. It is gonna be flying. All praise to a higher. And also hit that like button so we can get some traffic coming in this thing.
So people can know what it is.
Yes, sir. Also, hit that share button. Tell somebody that TBT Radio live.
Right now.
Yeah, right now.
We live right now.
Yeah.
So, Shalom Aquadam in the building.
In the building.
Deacon Quadam in here.
Juking already.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, family. We're going to go ahead and get started, y'all. So we're going to start with the mission statement. If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah.
We at TBC Radio Live as a podcast/radio station aim to embrace those who are making positive movements that will take our people and all people in the right direction in all areas of life by way of entertainment, arts, spirituality, and the overall entrepreneurship mindset. And man, the guest for today, man, I think he's definitely striving to point our people in the right direction with the example he's setting, you know. But hey, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing.
Y'all ready?
Yeah. So man, still got people coming in. All right, man. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. We don't want to waste none of the time. We get a chance to vibe and build with this brother. This brother been putting in work.
Big work.
Man, shocked a lot of us, you know, when he stepped on the scene.
Yeah.
Like some of them said. So let's introduce our beloved brother Jeremiah Gyang.
Get it. Shalom.
Shalom.
Family. Shalom, everyone. How y'all doing?
Oh, nah.
We blessed, man. So here y'all have it. He's in the building, man. So it's a blessing to have you. It's a blessing to be here. We all got another chance to get this thing right and, you know, be examples. So, man, we appreciate you coming through for TBT. Even though, you know, he came through last week. So,
actuals.
Hey, double, you know. I know a lot of people was like, man, because they even guessed him being a guest. So, and it was through the Spirit, I guess, and I came through and blessed. So, without further ado, man, tell the people, for those that don't know who you are, I know I introduced you, but tell them your name, where you from, and just a little bit about yourself, sir.
Okay, so I'm Jeremiah Gyang. It's Gyang. I'm sure it's hard for you all Americans to say Gyang. Yeah, but yeah, it's Jeremiah Gyang.
Okay.
Did I say it right? Gyang.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I try not to mimic, but it's like the only way I can get it.
But we like those accents though, man. You know, so yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm from Jos. It's a city somewhere in one of the highest peaks in Nigeria. It's a rock city. We have it's like it's on a mountain. So basically you have to drive up. So we are, I think, about 5,500 feet above sea level. So in Jos in Nigeria, and I'm a musician. I've been doing music right from the late 80s all the way through till today. So yeah, basically that's it about me. I came into the truth in 2015, and I've just been growing stronger ever since. I give praises to the Most High.
All praise, all praises,
All
man.
praises.
Like this song, right? So was this the first song that you did?
Yes, that was my first song coming into the truth. I was having a conversation with a brother here concerning, Area 51, fallen angels. We're talking about aliens and all that stuff, So I actually just went to do a deep, thorough research on the internet concerning, because I reached a point where I became a bit, I was in despair concerning the black man and the harsh conditions of living out here in Nigeria and Africa. It's really horrible, So I didn't understand why. I was clueless. We basically, how the Most High describes it in the Bible, in perplexity. So I went out there, to try to figure out what's going on YouTube, and basically I was dealing with my blunt that time. I just started actually. I started dealing with the blunt that time, and while I was researching to create a song, then I came across two brothers, wearing turbans, talking on YouTube. The title was "Fallen Angels Are Planets," So we busted out laughing. We were like, "These guys are funny, man. Who are these guys with turbans?" So we skipped the video, and my younger brother was there, and he said, "Can I see the title?" So he took the title down and watched it. So about a month later, he meets me. He came to my house, and he was like, "I watched that video. Remember that video about fallen angels or planets?" I'm like, "Yeah." He says, "I watched it." I'm like, "Oh, word?" Yeah, he says, "The video totally makes sense. I think you should watch it." And my younger brother is so introspective. So anytime he says something like that, I take it very seriously. So I watched the video and I was in shock. That was Elder Bakar and Elder Lawyer. And they were talking about fallen angels being planets. And he started going into the Bible. And the way he was using the Bible, that was different, because my father was a minister and he was a pastor as well. I'm a pastor's kid as well. So listening to how he was breaking down scriptures, I had never seen anything like that. And it started to satisfy a hunger. And I put the song to the side and I probably watched about maybe like 100 videos just in 1 week. I could not have enough. So that's basically the song. So I came back on the song, and then the song, now I understood what the Most High was putting in my spirit to write. So that's why that was my first song.
Because some things went on. I want to make sure that the audience can still hear and see us, so the spirit is not interrupted. Can everybody still see and hear us? Throw us some sevens or some thumbs up in there. Just trying to make sure that we still broadcasting.
Yeah, we got a 7 there.
Okay. All praise to the Most High. All right. Let's roll it.
So I kind of wanted to say that question, but I'm like, nah, I gotta ask because someone in the chat said the same thing, man, about that song. Cause man, I remember being on Facebook, I think, and it was a sister. She just shared the clip when you was in, between the trees and things. You were saying Yeshua is coming back. I'm like, wait up, what did he say? What that brother say right there? And man, the quality and the energy and everything that you was bringing in the song. So I just saw the snippet. So I'm like, so I get to search. I'm like, where do I find the rest of this song? And I don't think I got my hands on the rest of the song till months later. It was a while before I really got into it, so I would just play that clip back, man. So, all praises, man. It was just I don't know why I gravitated, towards what you was doing there so much, but it's like this was powerful. I didn't really understand what was going on, but I mean, to see you here now, I understand. So we're gonna get a little bit more. So more into it.
Yes,
So
sir.
one would assume you already kind of alluded to it from what we see in your music and what you represent. So is it safe to say you grew up with a like a strong Christian upbringing? Because you said your father was a minister. So how was that, and how did that mold you into the brother you are now?
Yeah. Yes, my father was a pastor right from when he was a teenager. He was an evangelist first before he eventually he came over with the family to America. So when I was a child, I was in Washington with my family. My younger sister is in Florida right now, actually. So he studied theology in Washington Bible College over there, and in Grace Theological Seminary over in Maryland. So basically,
So if you don't
he,
mind
he
me asking, so you have been back and forth through the states and back home?
no, just when I was a child. That's all. I don't have any memories of being in the States. Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay,
just when I was a child. Yeah.
okay.
What happened was he came back to Nigeria, and then he continued to practice as a pastor. In fact, he set up a church before he passed on. He passed on in 2005. But basically this has been his thing, his life. Everything has just been about the gospel according to the Christian church. But then there was a slight difference in him because he knew the truth, and he actually always, I mean, he knew to the extent that God gave him, and every single thing he understood about the truth, he stood by it with all his life. And one of the things that he taught us as his children is to do the same. So I think in fact, the first thing I heard when I heard Elder Bakar teaching on YouTube, I was like, who's this guy that sounds like my father? Because basically, I never ever heard anyone else like my father. He was different. Every time he was dealing with scriptures, he was a little more different than, the other people that were dealing with it. But, the more I listened to Elder Bakar, I understood that there was a serious difference in the doctrine. So basically, yes, I had some kind of very strong Christian foundation coming up. Yeah.
So as we all know, the adversary always try to intervene and put that other path before you. So in the midst of your parents striving to keep you on that straight and narrow, were there any detours?
Oh yes, definitely. Um, One of the biggest detours, I think, was joining the music industry sometime in 2004.
Hmm.
When I had an album called Nabaka. Nabaka became one of the biggest, even though it was a gospel album, but because I sang it in a different language that was not popular in the that wasn't understood in Lagos. Lagos is like the commercial capital of Nigeria. So because not so many people understood the message, they actually thought it was a club hit. It was a club banger. So that actually really did so much to shape the sound of music in Nigeria that year. So Nabaka was released in 2004, and my father basically advised me to basically stay away from the industry, but I wasn't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So I went in there, and I found myself, basically being part of, the entire Nigerian industry, and it really hurt me so badly. It actually, it did so much harm than good to me, in the long run.
Hmm.
So
So,
yeah.
so if you don't mind, because we have a lot of young brothers or artists that may still see some type of light or some type of career or journey that way. If you could share some of what you encountered to, I guess, advise them and help them, make a better decision when it comes to that.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good information that can come out of this. The first thing I have to tell young gifted people is don't don't seek or desire to be rich. Don't work towards becoming wealthy. Don't work towards looking for fame. If you think that way, the way that the entire industry has the corporate world has taught us to think with regards to music, then you have failed right from the gate, because the first thing you want to do is seek first the kingdom of the Most High and His righteousness.
Yeah,
It is once you do that that you understand the purpose for which He gave you the music. Like I was saying last week when we were having that conversation, one of the things I've come to find out is that when Yeshua was giving the parable of the 5 talents in the book of Matthew 25, Ephesians chapter 4, starting from verse 11, tells us exactly what those 5 were. It's being an apostle, being a prophet, an evangelist, a pastor, and a teacher. So as a musician, I strongly believe that the primary core value we are supposed to have is supposed to be directly attached to the ministry, to the service of the Most High. And if that is the case, it means that before you open your mouth to spit out a song or a verse, you got to know those scriptures first, because, to the law and to the testimony, if we speak not according to those words, it's because there's no light in us. And also, when we speak, we ought to speak as the oracles of the Most High. So every single time we use this music, we now have a greater purpose for the music. But when we deal with the music from just the position of trying to use it to make some kind of financial gain, it means that we are chasing after the bag. And if that is the thing that we put first, then it means that we can't serve the Most High as well. The first thing, it means that what we are serving is actually money. So it makes more sense to go into inordinate relationships with the music industry and to sign all sorts of inordinate contracts that are going to keep us tied down, being unequally yoked with unbelievers. But if we understood the purpose of the music in itself, and we put ourselves out there as tools for the Most High to use, then there are so many pits we are not going to fall in, because every single pit that is designed, every single contract is not so different from when the devil asked Yeshua to bow down to him and he's going to give him the entire world. Because yes, if you look at all the great musicians, especially coming out of America today, yes, everyone in the world knows them and worships them because they have been set up as idols for everyone. Yeah, so the devil did give them something that Yeshua refused to take, and they accepted it. I'm not saying that it's not possible to become famous or to become wealthy doing music. But if we seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, when that fame comes, it will fall in its rightful place. And I keep talking about this in relation to celebrity versus fame. I think I kind of touched on it a little bit last week. A lot of people desire to be celebrities or celebrated. So if the world is going to celebrate you, then you have to meet a particular standard. You have to look a certain way. You have to dress a certain way. If not, they have the right to criticize you, to say all sorts of things about you. But if the Most High celebrate you, then what happens is that, when He glorifies you in the presence of people and you become famous, it's not so much about, how you look or what you are wearing. It's going to only be about the substance that He put inside you. So that's the reason why John the Baptist, Yeshua asked them, when you go out there to the wilderness to look at John the Baptist, are you going out there because you want to see nice clothes or stuff? That's not why you go there. And yes, he was famous in Israel, You know what I'm saying? So it's better for us to be famous with the Most High than to be famous with the world. So we need to chase after the kingdom first, not after the bag. You know what I'm saying?
So what you say the conflict that you had with dealing with, I guess, the industry there in Nigeria, was it the fact that it conflicted your faith, or was it other things that they tried to give you an image that you wasn't comfortable with? What was the conflict?
Okay, so the conflict, I think it's kind of the same because Nigeria is just only trying to model herself after America. So everything that's going on out there, that's why it was so easy to just take Elder Bakar's or the church's teachings and just adapt them to what's really happening out here. So the conflict all the time is, growing up, what we were taught, even in churches, was that if you keep doing, if you keep pleasing the community and doing right, eventually God is going to bless you with a record deal. So right from when I was a child, I believed that a record deal is all that I should be, praying to the Most High to get. And once the opportunity came, I thought, this is the Most High. Even my dad is not going to stop me. You know what I'm saying? So the conflict unfortunately, once you sign those contracts and you enter the industry, he who pays the piper dictates the tune. So the person who's putting his money behind your music gets to tell you, this kind of music is not going to sell, that kind of music is not going to sell. But when they are presenting you with a contract, most of those conversations are not had, especially when you are not when you are as inexperienced as I was that time, because I think I was really dumb. I consulted no lawyer. I just trusted them. I thought they actually had my interest at heart. So they all come with love, like sheep, but in wolf's clothing. And what they're trying to do is to fleece you. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, I fell right into it. So the conflict most of the time is once they pay you, you don't get to say what you want to say. You don't get to sing what you want to sing. You only get to do exactly what they say. And that immediately I had a problem with them in 2006. I signed the contract in 2005. In 2006, I had a problem with the record label because they were trying to change my lyrics and they were trying to change everything about me. And I thought I could just walk away, and I walked away. And listen, man, the dominoes just came falling. Everything they gave me, they took it. And when I say they took it, they really took it. They did it in such a way that nobody was going to touch me anymore. You know what I'm saying? And if they are not that powerful, they're not going to be able to do the kind of things that they did to me. And they did it with perfection. And the most I let it happen. And that taught me so much. That taught me never ever to trust anyone that's not looking at the same outcomes that I'm looking for. And the only outcome I'm looking for is the kingdom of the Most High. If somebody's trying to set up his kingdom in this world, I cannot be unequally yoked with that person.
And I want to say this real quick. So, if y'all been following us since the beginning of the show, y'all know we have various different people that has been faced with these same trials, something to the same degree. We had Aquan. He was faced with this. I think it was Aquan.
He had an encounter.
He had an encounter. King Kwam had an encounter. What's the singing brother? We just had him. Diamond, Stevie Diamond. He had an encounter, and it seemed like it's just, these people are not related. The wisdom is out here right now.
Well, as far as last name, they're not related, but bloodline. Now that we know bloodline, related.
But I'm speaking in the sense of, they not, they don't know each other from the back of their neck. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, all of these things. And I'm putting this out here to show people. It's like, okay, this is not what you want, and the Most High is showing that through this broadcast. Seeking a record deal ain't what you want.
And that's why I was, trying to dig a little deeper out, cause we need to know this. We need to see this. We need to be aware of it, because like you stated, and I think like when I know at one time when I first encountered Art, that's what he was trying to gun hold on. Man, we need to get this deal.
Mm-hmm.
Need to get this deal. He's trying to get that record deal because we think that's the golden ticket. But that golden ticket always comes with a price, like you said. The adversary offered that to Christ, but he said you had to do what? You had to yield and bow to me, right? So we're gonna touch back on it because that's the key thing. I know that's what everybody's waiting for, to really get in depth with your journey and the beautiful and quality music that you bring forth. But I want to continue to get to know the man behind the music, right? So you're coming into the truth, right? Well, you stumble across the elders or the video, right? So at this point, you already were you fellowshipping with the church prior to the videos, correct?
No. Technically, why? Because what happened around that time was I had quit the church just before coming into the truth. I quit the Christian church entirely, and then I found Elder Roka online. So since we don't have a GOCC in Nigeria, immediately I got into the academy, and by the grace of the Most High, on off, every time I have the resources, I will get into the academy. When I don't, I'll just wait till I have it again. So that became church for me. Every week, I just couldn't wait for the next. You know what I'm saying? So I think this should be, ever since that year, I think this should be my 8th academy or so. I'm in my 8th one or 9th one. I know some of you guys, come on, man. I know some of you guys have done like hundreds of academies.
I got to get my crowd going on in here now.
And so we'll get it on the, we'll get ready to go to the break so we can make sure we get all that. But yeah, so you said that you were no longer dealing with the church. What triggered that? What made you step away from the church at that point?
When I had issues with the record labels, and they kicked me out, the first place I went to was a church. Already in Nigeria, there was a rumor going on that I was on a national interview, and I said I was not a gospel artist. And because of the kind of father I had, I understood very early that there is no requirement for me in the scripture to be called a gospel artist. And I understood that when they call you a gospel artist, it's so that you can fit into fit into a box, and they can use that to control you. And I understood that pretty early. So I told them, I'm not a gospel artist. I'm not a secular artist. I'm just a musician. That's what I do for a living. If you want to talk about my religious convictions, we can have that conversation. But I told them I've never seen a gospel lawyer or a secular lawyer. I've never seen a gospel builder or none of that. I'm not gonna let you guys trick me into believing that I'm a gospel artist. And then the Christian church went mad.
Yeah, you took that little cray approach. Because what he say he is? Because I don't want to use, no way in shape or form am I comparing you to him at all. Because you above that. But what he say himself is he's a rapper that's a Christian, not a Christian rapper.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, okay, all right, we're gonna run with it.
Yeah. So when that happened, what that did was it opened my eyes, because I really thought, okay, fine, since I have this problem with the Christian church, because I said that, now I have left the music industry, I want to go back to the Christian church. I went through 7 different pastors, 7 different churches, and things got only worse, because I was already that famous that they only wanted to use my name to build the numbers in their churches. But I wasn't so smart. I was a sheep. So I did not realize that those were the wolves. in sheep's clothing. So I would follow them and I would wait for them to help me get out of my contract with the record label so I can continue making music. That wasn't what they were trying to do. They was trying to fleece the rest of that fame out of me. Okay, don't worry. Yeah, no, we're gonna take care of you. Come on, Jeremiah. Come on. You know, we love you. You know. And then the rumors continued. The rumors never stopped. Unfortunately, once they go on the pulpit and say something about you, it's extremely hard to take that. If you get on my Facebook page, you still see people coming to say, "I thought you said you're not a gospel artist." This happened in 2005. I mean, people have not forgiven the fact that I made that statement that year, even if it was wrong. I mean, I don't see the Christianity in, if you say you're a Christian, I don't see how you've not been able to forgive that, even if you see somebody doing something that you perceive to do to be the work of Christ and all that. And I'm not saying it to say that I don't stand by my words or the things that I said. No, I'm saying even if that was the case, so you just see that my eyes open to see, first of all, that, okay, the church, the Christian church, and the industry, no matter what sort of industry, was the same thing. And then I also realized that the Christian church is always dressing her members up for the world. She's not dressing her members up to make it into the kingdom, but she's dressing you up to look better. It's just like a motivational, speaking place where you just go and get encouraged to go to your office and try to perform better so that you get more money, so that, you get more respect out of this world, so you can take more tithes to the church. So they were actually just dressing people up for the beast. So they are making everybody to become the beast's little whores. So once my eyes were open to understand that that was what was going on, I decided to cut off all the churches. So I was in a place of despair in 2015. And I had invested everything I had during a political campaign because my elder brother was running for office, and he was like in the party that was he was already a senator, actually, and he was in the
Now you said this
the
is your brother
ruling
that's
party.
a senator?
Yeah, well, he's dead now,
Condolences.
Yeah. So, but yeah, my elder brother was a senator indeed, so he was running to become the governor of my state, and then I put all my money and everything, all my bet in this guy because he was with the ruling party at that time, and we believed he was going to win. But then the then president of the United States, which has the same skin color as us, he came and did certain things in the Nigerian election, and everything went over to the other party. So my elder brother lost as well. So through the sadness and despair, he didn't make it out. He didn't make it alive, because he was just too, I think he went a little too far. He was too invested in it, you know what I'm saying? So the despair was unbearable for him. So he passed on, so, and myself around that time, it was a very difficult time to be a Christian in the northern parts of Nigeria. So unfortunately for me, I had no money, nothing was left again for me. Everything had gone down to zero in my life. So what the Most High did for me was, once my strength finished, that was when he now gave me the truth. So it was in that particular journey, it was that same year that all these things were happening, and I was extremely depressed. That was when the truth was given to me. And let me just tell you this, that truth, let me just tell you this, brothers, when you don't have food, that thing make your stomach full. That truth, it actually makes your stomach really, I'm talking about literally now. So it fed me through that difficult time. So that was what happened. That was a transition from the music industry back to the Christian church, and then out of the Christian church entirely, because I felt used and dumped by most of the pastors, and then their solutions were just not working for me. And then I now hit the truth, and I give all praises to the Most High for that.
Man, praises. Boy.
He said when we are weak, in our weakness he is strong. So like
Yeah.
you said when your strength was exhausted, he gave
Mm-hmm.
you the strength that you needed to become
Exactly.
the person you are now, man. And like I said, man, it's an energy. I pray the Most High continue to increase you, man. But it's definitely an energy and that testimony. I know for those that are battling certain things right now or feel like they're at their lowest point, I hope that can encourage you to keep fighting, because the Most High probably striving to empty you out or empty us out so we can get rid of all that our desires and what we want and what we desire to, in life, so he can really use us and give us the true fulfillment of our purpose. So like I said, the thing with the
Yeah.
music, obviously with us sitting here with you, man, and how you blessed all those that have come across your music, we see that was your gift, but he wanted you to do it entirely how he wanted.
Exactly.
Man. So, and like I said, we about to get ready to dive in there because that's the most heavy part of the show, right? But I want to find this out. So, you said you stumbled across the videos, right? But
Mm-hmm.
how has it been coming into this certain doctrine, right? And I'm pretty sure, or you can let us know that you're like the only one, speaking this or voicing this type of doctrine. How was that experience? How was it trying to share it with friends, family, and those that were around you? Were they accepted to it, or did they give you a lot of pushback? Because we know we've heard the stories of, many stories, countless stories, how it is here in the States. But how was it coming into the truth in Nigeria and trying to share that with those around you, man?
Man, I have to tell you, I think the story is pretty the same and consistent. In my case, man, you see, once the Most High is waking a person up, and you start to see the world for what it is, man, I'm telling you, it was crazy. Why? Because um, I started to see people really for who they were. I was really excited about this truth. I was in a hurry. I started to tell everyone about it. Do you know that this is what's going on in the world? Do you know that this is what's going on in the world? A few weeks later, everyone was talking about me. This guy, I think he might be going crazy, man. There's something wrong with this guy, you know.
Boy. Yeah, we
And
clear.
I have to tell you may the Most High bless my wife, but she suffered the most. She suffered more than anybody in this world. There's nobody that suffered this, like my wife, But it was a very, very difficult journey, starting from me as a family man, because the first thing I had to do was to open my mouth and confess my sins. But a few of my brothers, heard the truth and they believed it. So we started to there was brother Bob Wires, there was brother Device. Device is also a musician out here in Nigeria. Bob Wires is also a musician out here in Nigeria. So basically they heard the truth as it was coming, man. They were believing it, and through that I had a bunch of companions that we could talk with. But the thing that we needed to first of all do was take over the reins of our family. In fact, I went on social media, I started trying to publish the truth everywhere. I would advise anyone who's coming into the truth, never ever to do that. Don't do that to yourself. Understand it first. Learn it and understand it first. So rather than making friends, I just went online and started to make enemies. So then the next video Elder Bakar will put out will be like a whip. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, the Most High just used every single lesson, every week to correct some foolishness I was doing. So from week to week, I was getting some of those strokes. You know what I'm saying? I would get some of those strokes. I would just go correct myself. I've been to my wife several times to apologize for all sorts of things. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, listen, I'm sorry about this. I shouldn't have said that. I'll go to my friends. I'll just take down certain posts I put online. Listen, that stuff was good for me because first of all, I'm glad that I actually started doing that because the most I ended up using it to open the eyes of a lot of people who knew the evil side of me to see that okay, there's something different about this brother. So that did that for me. So I still, if you go back 2015, 2016 in my personal Facebook page, you're still gonna see some of the madness, some of the craziness that was going on out there. And it was also good for me too, because it also helped me to be able to use to sharpen my sword. You know what I'm saying? So I could take on a legion with scriptures. I became so my sword was just so sharp, but then I lacked a lot of temperance. So during that journey, I started to learn how to talk to people, how to love people, how to, to temper the understanding of the truth and how not to come across as arrogant. Listen, name the mistake. I made it. I did all that, all of it. I did all of it, so and I'm still till today. I'm still improving. I'm still understanding better
We all are.
how not to go about this. You know what I'm saying? And also, I'm learning that some of the things that I despised, I don't need to despise them. I can actually take them seriously. And then the truth has really shaped my music as well because what I did was just going to the academy and attending all the week to week broadcasts, on YouTube. What that did for me was it taught me so much on how to order my music, how to set my own business in order, how to try to, and to be honest, I was really afraid of venturing because I didn't want to seem like I was, one of them fake people that follow the church and try to set up a foolishness by the side. So I'm so glad that when I didn't know what to do, I did nothing and I just waited patiently until, the Most High, he kind of pushed me, he kind of forced me to start doing certain things that before I would never do, and then every time I would watch certain videos from Elder Bakar, I would know that if some of our people were to hear some of this stuff like this as raw as it came out, it's not going to get across. So what I would do is I would listen to it and then I'll break it down in smaller forms and just, regurgitate it to my people out here so it's the same thing, but in a way they would understand it is exactly the same thing, So the Most High gave me the skill to be able to do that. So through that, a lot of people have started asking questions, and through that, we've baptized a few people, and then we had to stop for a while because, certain information started to go back to the church that we was trying to set up another church. No, we don't do that. We stay focused on what we are learning. So and we stay. You see, this is the thing about traditional Christianity. It instills certain values like faithfulness, like loyalty. So you don't start learning something from somewhere and you want to go out there and try to, outdo your master or try to prove. No, we have to. So I kept telling when people, there was a time we actually had we conversed with Elder Gaja. We had to shut down everything that we was doing, all the fellowship and all that, because it was, at the end of the day, a lot of it was foolishness. But it has given birth to a lot of young people who are really passionate and want to serve the Most High and have actually been following the church on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? But we still don't have a church yet and we are waiting for a church, but we are part of the church, at least online.
All praises, man. But the humility, though. The humility, brother. Want to definitely commend you on that, man. And cause that's one of the key aspects we're gonna need. As servants of the Most High, respecting what He's doing with what He's establishing. Just like like you said, within yourself and with your life, he had to establish something within your life, and we got to understand that on the grander scale when it comes to the body of Christ too. So, it's a challenge, but humility is key. Humility is key, man. So one thing I noticed about you as well, man, your openness, regardless of the stature that he has blessed you to come to, but you're very open. Like, is that just how Nigerians are, or is that it has something to do with your upbringing?
To be honest, I don't think I've ever thought about it like that, but I think I just have this feeling that everyone is honest if you give them the chance to be honest, to be open, if you give them the chance to be around you. But unfortunately, the devil has actually stolen the hearts of a lot of people, you know, through desiring so badly to model themselves after the image of the beast, if you know what I'm trying to say. There's just two images in the Bible, the image of Christ and the image of the beast. So the image of man or flesh, or the desire for me to accomplish the things that I want to do, you know, the more it stays there, the more it starts to morph people and change them to become, you know, something that is contrary to righteousness. So I don't try to be open. I'm always just um, I'm trying to tell the truth, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. Because I remember it was a live you did, man. I guess you know how the persona is when one has a certain statue, or seems as if they had are famous. I know you say that that's not what you're striving to be, but just through your gift, when it's a gift from on high, like Christ wasn't striving to be famous. John the Baptist, they were just coming to do and fulfill what? Their purpose. So when we're really walking in our purpose, it draws attention, right? So, and I noticed you were stating that you like to just be who you are. You like to be real, and it was like people wanted you to be one way, but you're like, nah, I am who I am, and I want you to, if you see me in person, it's the same person you see when you see me online and anything, man. And that's how it should be, right?
You get what you get.
Hey, man.
What you see is what you get.
Yeah, and that's the way we should be. But we know when it comes to the secular side of it, they have to put on this persona, right? It's like, it's just I guess like you said, it's the image of the beast, right? So we're gonna get ready to go on break.
It's idolatry.
Yeah, exactly, man. Instead of just being real, 100 and precise with who you are. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go on break. We got a commercial with our Jeremiah, and we'll be back. Y'all stick with us. Hope y'all enjoying the show so far. Man. Be right back.
And before we go, make sure y'all continue to comment. And while we on break, tell somebody that TBT Radio is live right now.
Be right back. Y'all stick with us. Is that baby boy?
Nah, that's Lou. We muted you, Mr. Gyang. I'm going to get it.
We're going to get it together.
We muted you during the commercial. So when the commercial is over, we're going to, when you hear us talking to the audience, then you can unmute yourself. Shalom, family.
Shalom. So as y'all can see a little bit in that commercial / advertisement, it's been a journey for our, and I got a chance to go back and check out some of your other music. Oh, he's on mute right now.
Okay.
Let's get him on here.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, we back live. We back live.
Okay. They said-
Someone said no sound on the commercial.
No sound on the commercial.
Ah, man.
That's the
We're gonna run it back.
We gonna run that
So
commercial.
we had the wrong thing muted, but they said they could still hear us when we was, letting them know he's on mute. I get with TBT a lot of times. Yeah, I get the real. Ain't no faking on TBT. Sometimes y'all hear the back, behind the scenes, and all that. So
Yeah.
that's what they expect at TBT. But hey, all praise, we getting it together. So we're
Con,
gonna run that commercial back. We're gonna come right back with it. All that. So yeah, that's what they expect.
You're using your free internet.
Can they hear it?
Jeremiah Gyang. I strongly believe that it is about the journey. See him coming back, yes, I am coming back. Oh, see him coming back, Savior coming back. Oh, see him coming back, the King of the nations coming back. See him coming back, see him coming back.
We're back. So did you all catch it that time? I think we said we got sound that time, right? Okay.
Okay.
So
All
as I
right.
was stating,
New setup, y'all. So bear with us. We doing all the technical things.
oh, we ain't got nobody
We-
doing the studio, working the boards behind.
We wish we had somebody to come work these boards for us.
Hey,
So-
and if you know somebody or you good and good at these things, email us. Email
Yeah.
us. We willing to work. We all about kingdom building. We understand that everybody got a role to play. So hey, hit us up so we can build this kingdom.
Con.
So let's unmute Ock right quick.
Okay.
So man. So as I was stating with that commercial, you can see the progress and a lot of the things Ock has been doing with his gift. He's touched a lot of people. Matter of fact, you just had a performance not too long ago, right?
Yes.
Well, was that back home or what was that?
Yes. It's always back home here.
Okay.
It's here most of the time.
Is it mostly just Nigeria or different parts of the continent?
No, different parts of Nigeria, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they look like y'all be turned over there. Y'all be super turned. It's like I pray the Most High put us in His favor, and we can travel to see one of them shows, man.
Cause it's like did you have to learn that? Some people don't have stage presence. So was that something that you had to learn? Cause from the ones that I've seen you do, yeah, you got stage presence. You know how to get the crowd involved, man.
I think it came with time. I never believed in my life that I was gonna do music. When I was growing up, I didn't realize that this was what it was gonna be. I thought I was gonna be a technician, fixing electronics. I thought that was what I was gonna do. That was my desire. So music was just a by the side thing. So when I started doing music, I noticed that everyone would keep talking about how great my songs or my production is, my work as a producer. Everyone would be saying, wow, this is different, So even some of the top producers around would listen to my production and they're like, this is serious stuff, don't play with it. So that was when I realized that, okay, I think I probably am onto something. So when I started giving it attention, I would never dream to sing or anything like that, because I never believed that I had the voice to sing. But then a lot of times, you know, because I already know notes very well in my head, when I make a song for someone or even write it for them, they just couldn't sing it the way I imagined it. So that's how I started singing, because I wanted to sing my songs the way I imagined them. So then when I started singing, then eventually I started getting invitations. You know, so I actually played. I was a pianist at the Sheraton Hotel for about 5 years right here in Nigeria. The Sheraton Hotel is one of the most prestigious hotels in Nigeria. So I stayed there. I lived there for about 5 years. And I had access to people coming from all sorts of, you know, nations of the world, you know, listening to me play, and they would be like, "Yo, listen, your gift is a little different. You are different from other people." So through that, I would sing a lot of Brian McKnight, Babyface, you know, and people started to call me Jerry Face McKnight, you know.
Jerry Face McKnight.
Okay, look. Cause before the show, I wanna hit something real quick. Before the show, when we was playing the intro, I saw you playing the guitar. So you can also play the guitar as well.
You can play a lot of different instruments, right?
Oh, you can play more than just the piano and the guitar?
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick. Let me hear the guitar. Do you mind? You mind giving us a live preview of the guitar playing, man?
Hey, y'all, this was not playing.
Yes.
All praises. We getting something live.
Can you hear the sound good?
Yes, sir.
Source of my inspiration, giver of dreams and visions, showing me things that I normally won't see, holding the candle for me. Nobody knows you like we should know. My arms are reached out, Lord, to you. When I'm in desperation, thorns piercing every way, you reached your hand and you changed my whole life. Source of my inspiration, source of my inspiration.
Man, what a applause we needed. We should have been set up.
Wait,
man.
you wait, y'all just hold on, just 1 second.
We'll be
right back. Hold on, wait.
They say play that commercial back anyway.
Hold on. Look, we're gonna play the commercial back.
Blessing.
We gonna look. That gave us issues, so I don't really wanna look. Y'all just hold just 1 second. Y'all just, oh my goodness, where did thing go? Lord, is you? Oh no!
What a blessed gift you have, brother. I see why they was coming in there like, man, it's something different. Is that something in the works right there, or that's one of your go-tos, or what, man?
Yeah, I never released this before, but I recently made a video with a team of violinists, so I put it out on my Facebook and on my YouTube as well. So yeah, I wrote this song 20 years ago, just when I was turning 20, you know. So I wrote that song, and that was my prayer to the Most High. Uh, Moving from 19 into 20, I was telling him that I needed him to guide me. So little did I know that, you know, this is what the journey was going to be eventually.
Man, and hey, the audience is like, man, I know we was over here like, man,
Lord.
the chords and just the whole trend, man. So did you write everything that you ever put out, or did you have writers or anything like that during your career?
How do you mean?
Like, you know, you have those that write your songs for you.
No,
You wrote
no,
everything.
no, I don't. Yes, yeah,
Man.
that's the whole thing. It's I think what the Most High did was because he understood the times we are going to be living in right now. He kind of gave me like everything it takes for me to just create music from start to finish by myself, you know. So yeah, all the songs that I sing, he gave them to me. I wrote them myself, you know.
So are you composing the instrumental tracks as well?
Yes,
Yeah,
all that.
Because I noticed
this is what this place looked like right now.
Lord have mercy,
brother.
I have an entire setup here. Look at that. Look at that.
That's a rare. This is a rare talent to be able to do all of these things. Like the Most High has definitely blessed you with the gift of
Yes.
of many gifts.
And I am glad that you didn't withhold this blessing from us. So
Good.
man,
hit the applause.
And like I said, it's not about vainglory. It's about giving credit where credit is due.
Factual.
Because we want to encourage you to the utmost to continue to do what you've been doing, brother. Because like I've heard my faves, those on the playlist all the time, and I got a chance to check out some of your other work. And the one that we're going to play at the end, you all, if you haven't been on his YouTube, I'm not going to even say the name of it until we get ready to play it. But man, when I heard it, I'm like, what is this? This is beautiful. Like what we were speaking about last week, the importance and the value that's in music, especially when it's coming from a different place. And that different place I mean is from the Creator. You know, you could tell certain tunes and melodies and vibrations that's coming from the heavens. And I believe that you one of the servants that he sent to, you know, bring some of those good vibrations to exalt his name. All right?
Yeah.
So I know that had to be a whole challenge too. I think I watched one of your lives. You know, it was certain names that you don't say in your music no more. Now that you're saying Ahaya and Yeshaya, how was that conversion, man? How did the people like to that, man?
It's mixed reactions, you know. Man, I'm telling you, some of the pastors of some of the most popular churches here are really offended by some of the things that I keep bringing out on Facebook. So there's an insurrection against me right now everywhere. You know, somebody made a post with GOCC pictures and everything and put it out there and said that I'm in a cult. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I went out with all guns blazing too. You know what I'm saying? But in a righteous way, if you know what I mean. So, but then other people are actually picking up the name and using it, which is beautiful because that's the name of the Most High, you know. And if you say that you are serving the power of the God of Israel, then he already gave us a name. I asked them a question once. Do you ever see children naming their parents? How disrespectful are we as a people trying to say that we are going to give God a name? No.
I'm sorry, but I wouldn't have never thought about it that way. That is mad disrespectful. You ain't about to sit up here if your daddy's name is Joe and he told you to call him daddy. Sit up here and call him Frank or Booger Face. You might get slapped.
Right, and we wonder why the world is going the way it's going, right? Like I said, they want to give him a name. And,
Right.
Man.
The disrespect.
The disrespect.
The disrespect.
And the fact that he gave a name. You can't just follow that.
So for those that don't understand the potency of his word, they don't really take it seriously enough to understand the implication of that. The most I know. But then, ever since I started this conversation, because let me even tell you this, interestingly, in September, the Hausa language is the popular language we speak in the northern parts of Nigeria. It's not my native language. My native language is called Birom. But the Hausa language is sort of like the lingua franca, how different tribes communicate. We either use English or Hausa to speak with each other. So the Christians sat down and had a conversation and decided not to use the name Allah anymore to refer to God, because in all the Hausa Bibles, the name of the Most High is Allah. So they decided to change the name. Why? Because, you know, a lot of because first of all, it's that's what the Muslims use. That's what they call their God, you know. So, and then here, unfortunately, a lot of our people are being, you know, killed by the people of that particular religion, you know, with regards to certain herdsmen that the Most High spoke about in the book of Jeremiah chapter 6. So when our elders sat down, the elders of Judah sat down and decided, we're not going to use that name no more. So they decided to give the Most High a different name called Meduka. Meduka means the owner of everything. You know, so I'm like, well, that's close enough. That's nice, but he already gave us a name. You know, we might as well just go and just dust it off and use it. You know what I'm saying? Because clearly, you know that if you ask a Muslim man, it doesn't matter what language he speaks in the world, the name of their God is the same, you know? It doesn't change. But here in Nigeria, because there's hundreds of languages, they say that God has different names in different languages. I'm like, yo, listen, the God of the Bible gave a name to Moses. That's his name forever. That's his memorial unto all generations. So we can't afford to continue to disrespect him by calling him what we want to call him. We should call him what he said we should call him. You know, so some people understand that, but for some people, this is trigonometry or something like that.
Yeah, man. So that it is complex with people dealing with that, man. I mean, it's very clear, concise, straight to the point what he gave. But all praises that, you know, he created us and put that mechanism within us to respect what he said. So all praise for that. For those that want to reject it, you know, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole with him, right? But, man, I knew that it's probably some challenges because, man, like I said, when we heard you saying Yeshaya and Ahaya, man, it was like, man, this brother know the truth. He don't just know truth. He know the truth, man. So, man, we're just glad to have you in this battle with us.
Kai. So I want to dive a little bit deeper into the music and you know, the making of your music. So I want to ask, because I do mixing and mastering, and I hear a lot of tracks coming through Israel, but by far, your tracks are the most crispiest tracks I've ever heard in truth music. And it's no shot to anybody. So nobody, please don't take it any kind of way if you make truth music. But credit has to be given to where credit is due. They are crispy. They are clean. So are you mixing and mastering your own tracks also, or do you have a special engineer that's mixing and mastering your tracks?
Brother, I from start to finish, I do everything by myself. Everything, man.
Lord have mercy, because that is a talent, a big talent in itself, for you to be able to, like, the only other person outside of you that does everything by themselves that I know of, in truth, is Maestro, or Deacon Micah Allah, as some may know him.
But
and Bronze also as well.
He's all in one too.
Kind, all praises. So it's like hearing that crispy quality, just kind of lambacking off of the last show, those, like, having all of those good crispy sounding frequencies, the Coming Back song did a whole lot for me. Like, I'm out here trying to do some of them things where they be doing them things like that on the little dance, and I'm like, I can't get enough of some of them. And then when he let me hear one of the we played it at the beginning of the last show. Which one was it?
The last show. I listened to. I never did catch the name of it. The one.
I think it's the latest. I think it's Oh God.
Say it again. Oh yeah. Oh God. Yep. Oh God. Yep.
That one with the violins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Crispy. So did you play you play the violin as well?
No, I don't. Okay, I played on. I played on.
Bro, you too much.
I played on the software though.
Okay. You're still too much. It still sounded like, oh my goodness. It's just it pulls on you, and it's like I love every piece of your music. It's well thought of from the beginning to the end. It's like every part of it takes you somewhere, and I love the message in your music where it takes you somewhere. So I want to go to this question here. So in your process of making music, so walk me through your process of how you particularly put together a piece or a track.
Okay, so a lot of times it's it starts with a melody I hear in my head. A lot of times it starts with a melody, whether a lyric for a chorus or something like that, and then other times it's an instrument. It's like I hear a phrase, an instrumental phrase, or I hear the entire beat and I put the beat down, and then I don't have the words. And other times I hear the song, and then once I start creating the song, then eventually it evolves into, all sorts of beautiful things, but I usually start with the first sound I hear all the time. So sometimes I hear the drums first, sometimes I hear a phrase, like a rhythmic phrase, and other times it's just a guitar. Like there's this song I have on my collection. It's I will sing a new song to you. I will praise you with my guitar. You have broken the yokes and the fetters from me. Then you pulled me up from the pit. I will sing a new song to you. So basically the whole concept, this is how it started. I started from down, like la 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 la, and then I start from up and I go back down. La 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 la. So the melody stays there, and I try to flesh it out with chords. And because the Most High has given me a great chord vocabulary, what I do is I try to get chords that can hold the attention when you listen to it. So when I'm done, back in the day, this came, I think that I got this idea around 2007 or 2008 or so. There were no lyrics. No
That's
lyrics.
usually
So
how it happened.
exactly. So, but then it took a couple of years, and then eventually the Most High gave me the words, and it was when I came into the truth, and then I understood why He gave me the song, because the emotion that came in the song and the lyrics just went together perfectly, because it was talking about Isaiah 49 when I realized that, you know, I think what did it say in that scripture? Let me read that particular verse quickly, if you don't mind.
Bring it out.
Yeah, it's Isaiah chapter 49, verse. Um, when it starts in the beginning to say that, listen to me, O isles, and hearken to me, you people from far. The Lord had called me from the womb, from the bowels of my mother, had He made mention of my name, and He had made my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of His hand had He hid me, and made me a polished shaft. In His quiver had He hid me. Now, and said unto me, Thou art my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified. Then verse 4 says, Then I said, I have labored in vain, which means I'm coming into the truth and I'm realizing that I wasted all this time and all my gifts just serving the devil. And it says, I have spent my strength for naught and in vain, yet surely my judgment is with the Lord, and my work with my God. So that time, you know, I felt so, man, I was in pain. I was in such agony, because you don't know, man. Sometimes I would leave my house and just go to the field out behind my house, and I'll weep there, because I felt like I disappointed the Most High. I just wasted my life, you know, just doing nothing. One day, my wife and I were and I decided to just to see whether Loroka had put out a video concerning smoking weed. I found some there, and I when I watched it, yo, listen, I put all that stuff together, put it all together, and when I burned everything that had to do with blunts, oh man, I'm telling you. So when that song came, it was me telling the Most High. So now the lyrics came when certain experiences started to happen. Then I understood that the Most High was telling me from back in those days that I know you are going to repent and you are going to sing this song to me. He already knew it before it happened. And He allowed me to continue to, oh man, I don't know how to explain it, but when the song comes, it's like a woman in labor. That's just how it works.
Brother, man. This takes music to a whole nother level, man.
Exactly. Like you can like with your music, you can definitely, like what you're saying right now, you can feel that.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely feel that, like while you strumming the guitar, it's like, and then the singing, it's like it puts you in a whole another environment. Like, okay, now I can take a look, and how can I put it? What kind of words I want to put it in? I can look into the shoes that you walk in, or whatever picture you're painting. Now I can actually see clearly what it is. It's like you're taking me there. I love music like that. Music that take me somewhere, I gravitate to it. I hold to it a whole lot better. Man.
And I think that's why I think for some of the people who actually bought my 7-album collection, what the collection does is it actually just shows you the journey, because you can hear the sound when we had poor equipment, when we didn't have enough, when we were using a 4-track cassette tape, recorder in the 90s all the way through to 2020, which is last year. That and it's sort of like it captures the journey. And one of the things that I learned, back in the day when I started watching the church's videos, I used to be very critical, because that's how Israel was raised to be. I would think, come on, man, I can do better than this. This is supposed to look like this. This is supposed to look like that. But when I stayed long enough, I understood that man, I was just thanking the Most High for putting that spirit on Elder Bakar to put that stuff out the way he did it. Because I'm telling you, sometimes when I find myself in a situation and I need to remember what he said concerning something, I have to go and look for that video that I thought was ugly. And within that video, there was some truth that would save my life. You know, so I understood that the elder never despised the 5 loaves and 2 fish the Most High gave him. If this is all we got, that's what we're going to use. Man, as soon as I got to that particular mindset, I understood that, okay, they've set up Nigeria's financial system in such a way that you can't, it's extremely hard to receive any money because they don't want us to control what we get, they control what we receive, they make it extremely difficult. So everybody here is like broke. Like, I'm not talking about US broke, because when y'all are broke, y'all are doing good. You know what I'm saying? So so once I understood that, I had to start using some guerrilla tactics to try to let me tell you, it was so pathetic, and the Most I set it up and kept it like that so that I would learn how to appreciate the little things that I had. So just through going out and doing the work on social media, just trying to get to meet the people and trying to bring out the word of the Most High and teach them and talk to who I can talk to and so on and so forth. Then I started to have the opportunity to sell the 7-album collection. So that teaches you, that shows you the journey, shows you the experience, even how you get it, you know that this is something special, you know, and you take it serious, you know. So I think that's what it's about.
So let's tell them a little bit about that, because I want to tell them how you got your Nipsey Hustle on real quick. You pulled a Nipsey Hustle, but hey, and it's true. So
I know what you're saying, man.
Hey, but all praises though, man, because like we was talking about last week, the value of reason, and as everyone can see, he could just pull one off the hip, and you know it's spirit driven. So, what inspired you to do the 7? You know, what is 7 projects compilation, right? For
Yes.
How much was it? And then, you know, and we'll let the people know how for those that want to support, and we definitely want to support, right? Because I let it kind of go past it, but you know, when you said what you said about all the things you encountered, and the persecutions, and how they was, you know, blatantly going against you, man. I want to ask all the listeners, everyone, to keep our brother in prayer continuously.
Yes.
Not only prayer, if we can support, let's support our brother.
Yes. Yes,
let's
please.
support as much as we can, because we see that his gift is from on high.
Definitely.
So, and we see his spirit driven. So like we stated last time, right? If he's ministering spiritual things and ministering to your spirit, right? Why not? Why can't we offer unto him carnal things, which is finances and things? So
a workman is worthy of his what?
Higher, man. So, but yeah, tell them a little bit about the inspiration to, you know, compile all of it together, what they can expect from it, and things of that nature.
Okay, so I think let me go straight to the foundation. One of the biggest things that I believe that I came to understand is that our jobs as musicians, one of the first things that we need to understand is that once the Most High gives you a song, the song doesn't belong to you anymore. It's a message that He's giving you to deliver to the person He sent you to. And if you don't deliver the message, you are going to give account as to why you didn't deliver it. So you're not going to go back and tell the Most High, I didn't get a record deal. I didn't get no, there's going to be no excuses. So the question He asked Moses, what do you have in your hand? Moses didn't say, let me go to town and grab, you know, a golden rod or something like that. He said, nah, I got this stick right here. And with that stick, the Red Sea was parted. You see what I'm saying? So basically, It's what you have and what you are holding on to at that given time, at every given time. That's what the Most High has provided. We have to figure out how to use it exactly what we've been given at that particular point in time. So here in Nigeria, the financial system is out of whack. You have to actually have a certain level of money before you would have a certain quality of internet and so on and so forth. So what do I have? That's exactly what I'm going to use. I'm not going to trick myself or tell myself I'm going to wait until everything is perfect. So that was the thing I understood that I needed to do. I needed to start taking the steps. And during the steps, once I started taking the steps, I just had a little speaker on this particular phone I'm talking to you through. So what I would do is, since I already had the music, in my phone, I'll play it and sing it and tell people I need you all to buy my 7-album collection. And honestly, people started to buy my 7-album collection for $100, each. So once they would buy it, I'll send them the link. They'll download it and they'll listen to it. Some will give me feedback. Some I don't have to hear from them. So that was going on for a while until I made enough money to actually be able to set up the studio or the space that I have. So that's how the the journey went for me. It was quite an interesting journey. It was and the most I had to set it up in such a way that there was so much pressure. Like I was telling you, in Nigeria, sometimes you have to run away from one area to another. It depends on where you are, actually. Just to avoid, getting attacked by the bandits or by the herdsmen or whoever you call them. So it's just like in the book of Judges, if you remember how the Midianites would come to one of the Israelite villages and spoil it. So the Most High always would show us when to leave, and then we would leave, and then the spoilers would come. So we found ourselves in a situation somewhere where we had to do some to get some money. So I told people, listen, don't leave me out here. If you say you believe in what I'm doing, let me see you show me. And a bunch of people started to show me that love. And yeah, through that love, the Most High brought us right back here and restored to us everything we had lost before and gave us even more, and then continued to bless us and continue to protect us, So as we grow, I would encourage everyone it doesn't matter what you do. If you have something that you can sell it, and as an Israelite, if you see your brother selling something that you can buy it, and we should be able to endure, inconvenient situations with one another until we each start, to be in better situations. So somebody just wants a simple situation where you can just swipe and get results. But unfortunately, convenience is always a trap. Convenience will stop you from trying to help your brothers and sisters out. So let's look at that. Let's look at all sorts of ways that we can help our people. And listen, this is what I strongly believe as well, that if everyone thinks of how to, and this is a principle that my wife and I use all the time, if everyone is thinking of what they have to give rather than what they have to get, nobody will be fighting, ever. No, there will be no beef, there will be no war, there will be, if everybody's thinking, if I'm thinking, I need to do this for you to improve your situation, if that's how everybody thinks, nobody's gonna suffer, So, but if everyone is thinking of what he has to get, what he has to gain, that's why Yeshua said it is more blessed to give than to receive. So if we have that mindset, I think that's where the entire philosophy of the 7-album collection came. I just understood that I don't have an excuse. I have to, all that music I've never released from the 90s. all the way through to today. I have to just release them. So sometimes I start a song today, and 2 days later I put it out straight up, no waste of time. I just put out a video. And if you want to get a compilation album, then you pay for it, and then I send you the album. And sometimes some people ask me for special types of collections of certain types of songs, and I put out the collection. I make the collection for them, and I send it to them. For a little fee. Because this is how I eat. This is how I take care of myself. So I think I'm talking too much,
brother.
No,
bro, you blessing us right now, man. You are blessing us.
Dropping it.
The audience is loving it, man. This is like saying we're gonna have to talk, off air and see about, have you as a regular man, and definitely want to. Possibly, we planning on doing a couples working it out month again. So guess what? I would willing, if you got the time and your wife got the time and she would like to come on, we'll bring both of you all on and hear y'all together, man. But you blessing us, through you enduring with all the trials that you faced, and like I said, you giving us insight on what it is to live in the old world, man, and to really you helping us understand the faith we're gonna need to go into the times we're going to. You're experiencing it. So a lot of those things you're already sharp on and prepared. So you blessing us right now. And I'm pretty sure the audience will say the same, man. And man, just continue, man. Continue to be who you are, man. Continue to let the Most High use you for your purpose, man. The vibe I'm getting, man, you walking in your purpose.
Purpose, yeah.
All praises to Ahaya. All praises. May He take all the glory, man.
Kind. I want to shift over here real quick. Y'all been seeing me shift back and forth with the screens over here showing this website. So I'm going to run back over here again. If you're looking for the website, I seen a few people chatting it up in the chat, trying to find the music. So he has his website.
So can they get the $100 compilation on the website, or is it how do they get that if they want the compilation?
Yes, they can get it on the website, or if they just use the donate channel. I think it's yangata.com, right?
Yes, sir. So we got it
Good.
up here, and we putting it in the chat right now for y'all to get it, but also it is in the description as well. Excuse me. It is in the description as well. So you see all of his albums here. Nice, beautiful website, nice setup. So did you do this yourself as well? Let me add, come on.
Yes, I did it myself.
That one. Yeah. Come on, man. The Most High has blessed.
But like with some of the things Brian was speaking on last week, and I see similarities between you all's submission and fulfilling the purpose the Most High give you. I'm talking about with full assurance of faith, though.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure y'all had times where it's like, I don't know how. I mean, even you just sharing, like when y'all had run on those rough times, you just said, Most High put on your spirit. Okay, I'm just gonna go out here and play it. And pray the Most High bless it, and He blessed it. Man, those are the times and the experiences that we're about to encounter, and just to believe, man, and man, walk in that faith, man. It's one thing to say it, but to walk in it, it's a different thing, man.
Most definitely.
Oh man,
most definitely.
But if you could, I don't see it here, but like y'all say, he said if you do the donate, right? And then you request it or something of like that nature?
Yes, you can do that too I think it's even better that way. You do the donate, and I think my email is should be there. I think my email should be there. If it's not there, I think I have to put it there.
Yeah, that's it.
So I can know how to what's the word now? By the way, I wanna make a special shout out to Sister Tasha Summers, man. Let me just tell you something. The Most High raised her, and
yeah, we see her. She in the chat.
Man, I'm telling you, this sister, the Most High has been using her so much because the financial, she just helped me deal with all the financials out there, because it's not, you can't send anything directly to me easily, so it has to actually go somewhere first, and then someone will actually have to channel that stuff, to me, through, man, we've been through so much, just trying to get all that stuff in order. So I don't know how it's set up over the website. I don't know whether I have my emails there. So you can, okay, or you can just chat me up on the website. If you do the donate, you can chat me up right there on the website, and it's gonna come straight to my phone. And once I see that, then you are gonna get your link immediately. You're gonna get your link with the 7 album collection. That's how it works. Right there.
Man. Everyone, once again, support the brethren, support the work, it's help build. And I know you said you got quite a few events you're doing. Anything you want to shout out so we can at least support you by viewership. When you doing your lives and things like that. Anything up and coming?
Yeah, I have a few conversations I've had with different. It's not my personal events. A lot of times I like to do my personal events on what do you call it now, on social media, on Facebook or Zoom. So I think the best way is just if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube or my Facebook, just do that so that at least when I'm doing something, you will get to know as well. And then sometimes when I get invited to other people's events, they let me to stream it live, and then I stream it live, and then my viewers get to be at that place with me as well. My followers get to be at that place with me as well. So yeah, if you can follow those channels, it'll help a lot.
So all of those channels are in the description as well of this live video, so they're already there for you all right now. Also, I want to ask you one question, Nike, because when I went to check your Facebook page out, I saw a little something on the side of your name. It looked like a little stamp with a blue check in it. Yeah, and it's official, y'all. It's official.
Yeah,
He's verified on Facebook. Yeah. Real quick before we close out, I want to hear about that right there. How did that come to be?
It just came in my notifications. They said I could request for it, and I requested. They asked me for any government proof that I am the person. I sent them a picture of one of my ID cards, and I woke up the next morning with a blue check mark. That's it.
Straight humility, man.
And it says he's been when you hover over it, it said he has been verified as a public figure.
Yes.
So the Most High is definitely dealing in that area.
Praise the Most High, man. Praise the Most High. Praise him. Praise him. Praise him.
All praises, man. So it's definitely.
I know he's doing this to serve his purpose. You see, this whole Facebook thing to me, definitely from the depth of my heart, is not. It's nothing. It's just a tool. So I don't go out looking for these things. In fact, I thank the Most High for the church, because through watching the elders, some of the stuff I learned is the things that really matter. So, and I understand that is seeking that kingdom and that righteousness. So all these things come as tools. Once you need to reach out to a certain demographic of people, the Most High is going to empower you and give you the tools that you need to go there. But some people actually just work to get that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. Like I said, it just came in the notifications. I just saw it they said I can apply. I can try to see. It's almost like try your luck and see. And then I'm like, okay, click, click, click. It didn't take nothing to just click, click, click. We need this documentation. And then I already had it in my phone. And then I just attached it and sent it. I went to bed, forgot about it. The next morning I woke up, I saw a blue check mark. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I think that if we continue to do the work that we are supposed to do, the Most High will just position us where we need to be able to reach certain. And I would like. There's so much more I would like to learn. Honestly, there's so much more I would like to understand. Like like some of those eldership classes. I would like to learn some things. I would like to know how to administrate. I would like to know how to put into better use some of the things that I have here, some of the resources I have in my hands. Because it's, to a large extent, I feel like I'm waiting for someone among you all to come here and show us what we need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I'm highly willing. Hopefully that can be the case, man. Would love to meet you in person, man. Man, this has been a lot to digest. Cause like I said, when and this is to the audience, a lot of times when you're meeting the guests, we're meeting the guests. So a lot of times y'all see us a little puzzled and, taking it all in and digesting it. Hey, we taking it in like you all, and I must say from like I stated, like even when it was bronze and like yours has been spirit and power packed with your walk, it's something to really take in and learn from and receive it and just each and every one of you and then one of us, hey, find that purpose while we got time. We want to be counted worthy. Want to be caught working. Want to have our hands to the plow. And man, keep your hand to the plow, man. And it's just been a blessed one. Like I said, it ain't a whole lot. I know I ain't been very talkative, but that's because I'm taking it in, brother. This is just a whole nother vibe right here.
Factuals.
Man, whole nother vibe. So I do have one question before we head out. I had a whole lot, but after receiving, I had to just receive it, man. So to take us out, we got some questions. Well, how much time we got? If you have a question for call in. We're gonna do a few minutes on the call line to see if the people want to speak with Jeremiah. Y'all call in.
Call me now.
We got a few minutes.
Call me now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the number's there. I had to call it out. Y'all see it. If you got any questions or you just wanna, speak with the man, call in right quick.
Call the number today. Not tomorrow, but today. Yes. How do you say your last name again? Hold on. Let me try it first. Gyang, right? Gyang. Nope.
Still ain't get it.
Dog it. All right. Gyang.
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 Young.
Gyang.
Yeah.
Gyang.
Young.
Gyang.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Gyang.
Is it a
Right
meaning?
there,
like
man.
what is the last name mean?
I think it means our people, when they name after, because our people used to be hunters. So the animal that you've been able to hunt down successfully, you just name your child after the animal.
Wow. And so I think I probably missed it. What's a Gyang?
It's like a
Young
hunter,
should
right?
be.
It's a hunter?
Young is a bull.
A bull?
Young is a bull.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then but my Israelite name is Jeremiah ben Yasharallah. Jeremiah, son of Israel. Yeah.
Man, I couldn't even fit that in my whole. Say it one more time. The Hebrew.
Jeremiah. Jeremiah ben Yasharallah.
Bruh, how you saying it? It got some finesse to it.
And from your everyone strives to figure out their tribes. Have you narrowed it down to who you believe? You believe you Judah? Are you Benjamin? Levi?
Straight up.
Judah. Straight up.
I'm from Judah.
Straight up.
Judah. we over here trying to figure out whether we gad or not.
Yeah, we strongly believe we the children of Israel. I'm just gonna leave it at that, man. And, as long as we get in, as long as we walking in the likeness of Christ, that's what it really all boils down to. You could be full-blooded, whatever.
Right.
If you ain't full of spirit, it ain't so with. So,
you know what?
But yeah, I think I don't know if people having complications getting in. I know.
So,
last time it was.
So let's make the disclaimer that you do not have to come in by Zoom. You can call by phone and use the meeting ID as kind of like, I guess they using it like a password. So you can call the number by regular phone, and let's put the number back up here. And you can use that meeting ID to get in, and it'll pull you right on in.
Mm-hmm. So we just wanted to give y'all.
No, Aquan. He said, who's
making them garments that you? I guess when you do your performances, and like even the one that's on the flyer, like who made that garment, man?
Yeah, that one was to what? That's like.
That's regular clothing out here.
Royalty.
That was about to say the same thing. You
Royalty.
took it right out of my mouth, boy.
Man.
Just walk around like king.
Man. So I know as soon as I pose my question, we'll get 1,000 calls in, but we're gonna get ready to round it off, y'all. So this is the question that I have for you to end it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to an artist, musician, right? I'll say in this truth, because we know like those that's in the world, they got a whole nother perspective, right? But in this truth, with our artistry, what should be the mission? What should be the mission as a musician, and as a representative of Christ or walking this walk? What should be our mission?
I think it's the mission is it doesn't change just because we do music. I think the mission is the same. Isaiah 49 verse 5, and now saith the higher that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him. Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of a higher, and my power shall be, and a higher shall be my strength. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the ends of the earth. So I think that's a primary focus if you call yourself a musician. When Yeshua returns, the parable he gave us in the book of Matthew 13 about the sower, he said that the seed is the word. So everybody's going to account for that word. What did you do with it when I gave you that talent? Because that talent, we will definitely tell you, listen, this is the harvest right here. So we're going to get his disciples and return them back to him, because I'm not making disciples for Jeremiah. We are supposed to make disciples for Yeshua. So that's the work. We just got to use the music to do that. There's nothing else. I had a prior interview just before we started this one on Instagram. One of the Nigerian lady celebrities as well, had me on her channel for a conversation. And one of the things that I said there is that we have to build also, while we are returning the people, we have to build a system that works for us as musicians. Most people think about starting labels. And then I have this question that I ask. If you have a seed and you plant it in somebody's compound and it grows and becomes a tree, who does the tree belong to? Does it belong to you who planted the seed in somebody's land, or does the tree now belong to the owner of the land?
Well put.
think we.
Huh?
That's rhetorical.
I believe it belongs to the owner.
It belongs to the owner.
Exactly.
It's rhetorical.
So it's not so good for us to set up the type of music industry that the world is setting up. We have to learn how to teach everyone to set up his own land and plant his own seed. By seed, I mean the musical giftings that the Most High has given you. You have to learn how to set it up. I don't need to be in no contract with anyone and then I'm tied to you for the rest of your life, taking up all your money. No, I don't need that. I don't need to sign any young artists. No. If somebody wanna be an underling, usually there's supposed to be a price. You know, if you wanna learn, if you wanna be able to achieve some of the things I've achieved, you have to learn, understand what Elisha was to Elijah. So when we talk about returning Jacob, it means returning people back to the right way. So we can't continue to use the terms of business of this world to conduct business within ourselves because it creates more poverty than wealth. The wealth gap is just too significant. So we have to set up a system that actually will work for us. So we have to think about all that. So the primary reason why we have this music, why we have this gift of music is to actually bring people back to the Most High and teach people how to live righteously with themselves, within ourselves. Let there be righteousness, let there be respect and fear of the Most High among us.
Yeah, man.
Hey. Boy, you say so much. You leave, I know you leave me speechless, man.
Right, you leave no comebacks. It's like just take it in.
Just take it.
Just listen. So all praises, man.
We had a question out there. We had a question from Beauty of Life.
Okay, they said, Jeremiah, do you see yourself making music with some of the truth music artists in America?
Yes, I've already made music with Shade Awar.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to make music I'm already making music with Ronan in Canada. And I'm also trying to make music with, what's his name? Fresh Boy. Fresh Boy Life.
Hebrew Fresh.
Fresh.
So if you watching now,
we're working.
We've got him on. We're gonna get him on the show soon. So
okay.
We'll see if we can make that happen for you. If you haven't already.
We're already talking with him, but unfortunately when we started talking, I didn't have a studio, but now I have a studio. So you see I can do it now.
Okay.
And then with Aquan as well. I have to do music with Aquan. I can't wait to actually, so I'm not really I grew up on that old school type hip hop. I'm into, Cannabis, Dr. Dre, all that, Eminem type hip hop.
You wouldn't get that from listening to your music.
Yeah, but all this modern stuff, I'm trying to take it and I'm trying to understand it. You know what I'm saying? All the the new stuff, man, is different. You know what I'm saying? And my younger brothers here, they've been making so much music. You need to listen to. I'm gonna send you all some of the stuff that they've been making.
Okay.
Come on.
So yeah, so I'll send all that stuff for you. So I'm taking it in right now. So I believe that I can deliver something right now. Yeah.
Hey. And I seen the cover request. Somebody requesting you and Brother Bronze to make something happen. So.
Yeah, I would love that.
All right, you hear that, Bron?
You got to bring that.
Fire! You heard it. It's been stamped.
Yeah, it'll be an honor to work with all these brothers. It will be an honor. I have this mindset. I know that some of my ancestors were forced to sell some of your ancestors into slavery, and now we've been put in a situation where we actually need you all to see where we are going. So it's really an honor to work with all of anyone from from out there. Judah from America is really such an honor to do anything, to do any work with you all. To the brothers in the West Indies, to the brothers in Canada and everywhere, all the people that were taken out here in slave ships. I believe that it's, the main reason why I wanted to write the song Coming Back was because I found out that for Americans to come to Nigeria, to most parts of Africa, they have to apply for visas for Black Americans that went out here through the slave ships. So I thought that was our governments are actually perpetuating the evil spirit of slavery by refusing to offer everyone free return. You understand what I'm saying? Anyone that want to come back, you don't have to go apply for nothing. You all are supposed to just come back and receive lands and so on and so forth. How are you rejected out there? And then you are also rejected out here again, back here again, so, and that was the research that I was making when I was writing Coming Back. And then someone started to link it up with that whole white people are the devil situation thing that, has been cleared up very, very, to prove that that's not true. But I started trying to think that might be the case because, so I think that to do a song with any of you guys would be a true blessing. And I can't wait for the opportunity to be featured, to actually do some work with y'all.
I think the feeling is mutual.
Very.
So man,
I need that feature from you and Bronze by the Sabbath.
That'll be a blessing.
I need that by the Sabbath.
We know Bron work quick, and we see how you can real quick. So all praises. So we want to introduce this track that we're gonna be the outro of the show. I don't even think you had put it in the lineup, but and I heard, I'm like, man, this got to be it. It's called "There's No Sin." Man, where did that come from? Where did that come from? And introduce it as we go out.
Okay, so this song, originally I wrote it in 1990, I think 95 or 96 or so. Yeah. And originally it was designed to be a Christian song, but, there's a second part I have to say. There's one sin that the Most High doesn't forgive, and that is blaspheming against the Holy Spirit. And by that, it means that if you don't accept his call to repentance, that is blasphemy against the Holy Spirit. So let this song be that call to say, listen, there is no sin that you have committed or that you are struggling with that the Most High cannot forgive you and help you fix. The Most High is not vindictive like that. He want to forgive. Why should the wicked perish if he repent? What does it benefit the Most High? So that's why I remade that song that way. Yeah, so that's the song. There's no sin. Enjoy it.
Hey, y'all enjoy this song as we head out. And like I said, y'all, appreciate y'all for sticking with us. Catch y'all next week. And just to let y'all know, I know I waited to the end. This month is International Artist Week. So we got another brother coming through next week. But right now, Brother Jeremiah Gyang is opening it up beautifully through the Spirit. After that, we're going to pray on it. We're going to stay on it. Y'all have a blessed night.
Master's degree. Her certificates were useless because she couldn't get a job. She didn't know what to do to cope up with this life. She started to sell her body just to get it back. Oh, she wanna get it back. Oh no, there is no sin. There is no sin. There is no sin. There is no sin. Too hard for God to forgive. If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. Are you a harlot or a thief? Maybe a killer? Are you a liar or a cheat? A gigolo or a crook? Aha calls you now to come to him through Yeshua. He wants to forgive you and to heal you and restore you. Though you feel rejected, dejected, or neglected, it doesn't matter where you be, what you done, or words you said. Acknowledge all your sins, he will wipe your tears when you cry. Even I am he that blotteth out thy transgression for mine own sake, and I will not remember thy sins. Only acknowledge thy iniquity, that thou hast transgressed against the Lord thy God.